And IRAs. We also do IRA, precious metals IRAs, and this question is in regards to IRAs.
Wait a minute.
What?
I just want to tell people that even though gold was off $7 or so, incidentally, it's only off 6 right now, and silver's off 9 cents. The 4 major gold stocks that I follow were off 16 cents, 30 cents, 18 cents, and one of them was up 8 cents. So the shares did very well, which bodes well. Go ahead, hon.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no reason for these markets to be down today. Absolutely none whatsoever. Bob, you often talk about IRAs and how the government might take over IRAs and make you buy treasuries. Have you ever investigated moving your IRA into a corporation? With this option, one creates a corporation, and this corporation issues stock that your IRA then invests in. Then you have a cash-rich company and an IRA that only holds your own paper stock. Then you can go and invest this money in gold. There's law firms out there that have specialized in setting that up. Do you know anything about this? Do you think that it's any safer than holding just a plain IRA? And he tends to think that it might be a little bit harder for the government to move against a corporation than a plain vanilla IRA. And what do you think about that?
I don't know anything about it, and I wish I did, and I wish I had more information. Somebody could email me that information. I really like to see it.
He did send you a copy of that.
No, I haven't seen it yet. How long ago did that question come in?
Today. About 3
but
o'clock.
In the last 2 hours?
About 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I probably haven't gone on the site because I was busy writing here for the next issue.
But if they want something, Bob, is it, like something like the IRA, and if you had gold in there, isn't it?
It's a hard question to answer at this point. Let's wait until we see what they're going to do. Maybe they are not going to do anything right now. We just don't know. We do know that they had hearings and an inquiry and all of that stuff, but that doesn't mean that they're going to go ahead and do anything. You can't answer the question, and so maybe they'll go to tariffs and start collecting lots of money, and then they can start paying buying. They won't have to have as much debt. There's a lot of things out there that can happen. We just told people that it's something that they're considering, and for those of you who have made up your mind that government is going to do something nasty, and you want to get out, well, it's up to you. And it all depends on the circumstances. Everybody's different. But at this point, we don't know. It's as simple as that.
I would never trust your government.
I wouldn't either.
If they want it, they'll get it, or they'll try to get it. And the best way to eliminate any problems whatsoever in all this uncertainty that we face, not knowing, and all the questions, is to get physical gold and take possession of it. That is the most simplest, the safest. And here's a question from Will. It's about the tungsten-coated bricks of gold. Are the government and too big to fail banks, as well as the ETFs, just trading tungsten back and forth without any verification that it is really gold?
The government's not going to talk about it. Because in all likelihood, it was the government who did it, the U.S. government. It probably happened during the Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Robert Rubin era. And, they tried to lay them on the Japanese, and then we had a video of one that was discovered recently in Hanau in Germany, which is near Frankfurt. And so they exist. Tungsten bars with a thin coating of gold. How many? We don't know, but there's probably lots of them. Now, this game that they've been playing is going to be exposed sooner or later. And if the government is in the people's hands as opposed to the Illuminati's hands, which it is now, these people are all going to run for cover because they're all going to end up in jail. And, you know, stealing the country's gold and then making up false bars, whether it's government or not, is a criminal and treasonous offense. And that's why the Illuminists are playing hardball here, because they're terrified they're all going to die. And these radio programs and the Internet is really getting to them. They are on the run, believe me. And so the bars are there. They exist. Governments won't talk about them. Conspiracy of silence. The last verification we had was from the biggest refiner in the world of gold. And so it's there. You people won't come in contact with them because, you know, you're not buying large bars. And it's really not worth it to do it for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 ounces. You know, the volume, it just isn't there. And, you know, dealers are able to, I would say 95% can spot a bogus bar or coin if it's in a small denomination. So I don't see any problem there. The problem lies between governments and very large investors. I mean, you know, John Paulson took delivery of a pile of gold. I forget how much it was, but and I'm sure those bars were tested. If they weren't, he's a fool.
Well, he's got another question. He's got about 4 questions relating to this. Might this make the worldwide amount of gold flooding the market rise by a factor of 10 or more?
Well, first of all, there's no flood of gold in the market. That's not the right word to use. There's more gold consumed in jewelry and industrial uses each year than what is produced. And the buying that's come into gold has been, for the most part, professional parties which are purchasing gold with currencies that they think will go lower in value. So they'd rather be in gold, which they think will hold its value or go higher. And that's understandable. And so this is where the great amount of buying is coming from. It's an investment market. And silver is not quite in the same league, but it does still have the chance of being a monetary metal. You know, silver was used in transactions far more than gold was through the last 6,000 years. And we don't know what place silver is going to take. And we won't know until we get there. And I've been saying this for 5.5 years on this program. I think in May it'll be 6 years, won't it?
Yes, it will be.
God, you're going to be 41. I met you when you were 35.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And you were 55?
God. I talked to somebody today that said they were going to be 68 in a couple of weeks. And I could hear in their voice saying, "Oh, the end is coming," you know. But I feel bad for the people who are older, like myself, who are not healthy, because the minute they snap that, if they do, this medical care bill into action, you're all going to be El Gano. And that's what they get planned. If you got any kind of infirmity, you're over 60 years old, It's Soylent Green, my kids. That's what they're going to make out of you.
Yeah, that's what we got to look forward to. And, you know, I told someone today, unless you have your gold and you can buy your own private insurance, because it will probably be very expensive, and but that will be the only way.
Well, there is an alternative to that, and there are plenty of places in the world where you can get medical treatment of fine quality for lesser prices.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of older people may be going to leave the United States.
Do other countries have health insurance policies?
They sure do.
Can you buy them there and live here?
Yes, you can.